What is up, guys? So I want to talk about protein consumption for those guys trying to get big or gals trying to get big. Really doesn't matter. Gender neutral advice. Anyways, coming at you. So one of the biggest struggles that we are going to find is people have a hard time eating enough, and when they try to eat enough, and I'm going to stop doing that because it's hurting my tendonitis. When people try and oftentimes eat enough, they look for calorie counts and they look for quick ways or less than really positive ways to get that protein in while simultaneously trying to match calories. Now, there's nothing wrong with eating any of the foods I'm going to list here, even if I say they're not the greatest option. You just have to do so in moderation and align it with your goals. So, right off jump, we're going to talk about what the best option is in terms for me, my lifestyle, and what my body does with protein. Now, anytime I consume protein, my goal is to get it in and get it out as fast as possible. I'm not going to get any further into that. Use your brains. Now, the reason I want that done is because I want my body to digest, process, and make room for the next load of food that's coming in. This is how you see some guys really climb into that 4,000 and 5,000 calorie range while getting the protein they needed, or even maybe keeping it down to the 3,000 to 4,000 range and still getting this mass amounts of protein. I'm keeping things sub 5,000 calories, and I'm actually managing to hit to 350 to 400 grams of protein a day, unless I decide not to. And it's challenging some days, but it's not undoable for the normal person to maybe hit 250 to 300 grams, which for most people is going to be enough. But how do you reasonably do that? Now, me personally, I rely heavily on chicken. My body does better with it. Excuse me, burping up some chicken now. My body just does better with the chicken, digest it quickly. It's a light meat. I use ground chicken just because chewing is hard after a little while when you're eating 16 ounces of meat in the sitting, or 12 ounces, or even 10 ounces if you're doing that 4 to 5 times a day. It's a lot of chewing. So ground chicken does the best for me. Now, my selected choice of ground chicken, I had to write some numbers down, guys. I'm sorry. I go with Perdue ground chicken, all natural, organic, whatever that means, from Walmart. Got some defrosting right here. This stuff is pretty sweet. All right, this stuff is gonna cost you $3.88 depending on where you are for 16 ounces of it. It's gonna come with 0 carbs per serving, 22 grams of protein per serving, and 130 milligrams of sodium per serving at 160 calories. Now, that's a serving for me, and there's about 4 servings in that container, so you got to quadruple all those numbers. But that's still pretty solid, looking at sub 700 calories and almost 90 grams of protein and 0 carbs. The sodium gets a little high, but it's sitting pretty well compared to some of these. Now, some of the common reaches, and I've stood in Walmart and watched, Tyson's crispy chicken tenders. I even grabbed those myself. They're actually pretty sweet. I do consider myself the leader of the chicken finger mafia. Do not challenge me for my position, folks. That being said, a single serving is going to come out to about 3 to 3.5 ounces here, and at $7.62 a bag, you're getting, I think, like 7 servings in that. It's not a whole lot. You're getting 15 grams of carbs and 13 grams of protein per serving at 200 calories. Not to mention the sodium is quadruple or triple, I believe, if I remember my memory, didn't write it down. The sodium is triple that of the standard Perdue ground chicken. So in terms of getting food in and getting it out, that's going to hang with you for a little while, because the extra fat and the extra sodium is in fact going to delay a couple different things. It's going to keep your pancreas from producing certain digestive enzymes. The sodium is going to slow down digestion. It's going to waterlog you. It's going to potentially constipate you. It might even simultaneously dehydrate you depending on your lifestyle, and your blood pressure is even going to skyrocket. So you're going to sit there feeling fat, like waterlogged, and you're not going to want to move, and you're not going to want to eat in 2.5 hours. It's not going to be a thing for you. So even if we step down to Tyson's grilled chicken breast, which come in strips, those are 120 calories per serving. Okay, we're looking at 2 grams of carbs, 22 grams of protein, and 360 milligrams of sodium. That's a 4-ounce serving. There's 4 or 5 in a bag, if I remember, and that's coming out at $8.47. So it's almost twice, or excuse me, it's a little more than twice as expensive. We'll give an extra 200 milligrams of sodium per serving. Protein, carbs are there. That's actually not terrible. The sodium's just really high, and that's going to sneak up on you as you start adding. And again, we have something that is going to further slow down the digestion process. And they've added certain other preservatives in there that are going to kind of disrupt the whole gut biome as well over long-term eating and usage. So, ground chicken making the most sense for me and for most people because it's ground, it's already close to baby food, it's already really soft, it's going to make sense going in, it's going to make sense coming out because it's not going to fight with you too much. Now, the lack of fat being present does suck. Toss some beef tallow in with it. That was a workaround given to me by my previous nutritionist, Nathan Payton, and still one of my nutrition mentors to this day, I consider him. So that was a solid workaround for the Perdue ground chicken. It does cost the price of protein up a little bit, but guys, you have to remember when you're looking for 300 plus grams of protein and you're trying to get it from something that is going to have what, 4 servings, so we'll say we might get 80 to 100 grams out of that bag of protein total. Like for me, that's one meal, and the protein source alone cost $8. Like that's just simply not doable. So when you see guys trying to eat a lot to get bigger, you're gonna get fat and look bigger. That's gonna be a thing, but it's actually significantly cheaper to eat healthier food. I don't know if that was like a whole like, I don't know if that was like a whole total fail, like tendonitis there on that one. Sorry guys, but no, yeah, go ahead and laugh when that was ridiculous. You gotta laugh at yourself sometimes, guys. It's been a long morning so far. But anyways, when it comes to getting all that food in, where it is coming from matters more, because the better source it's coming from, the better source it's going to leave, and the better it is going to be exiting the body after being used. And ultimately, that is what slows down the majority of people's eating. So their food just isn't digesting well enough. So hope that helps out. Hope it makes sense. Next week, we're going to talk about some of my favorite carb sources.